Another outrage that we talked about a few weeks ago was this sister, Carol Keehan, who Obama singled out as one of the people that made it possible for him to get the health care thing passed, despite its, and this woman is a hard left social justice type, except the only group that's not entitled to social justice is the unborn. Yeah. Everybody else is entitled to it. The babies in the womb. Right. And she was invited to speak at a Gonzaga Catholic High School commencement. Joining us from also from Washington, D.C., who knows something about this, was involved in this commencement exercise, is Joan McKee. Hello, Joan.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Listen, what happened when this woman showed up? I mean, first off, let me say I'm not Catholic, but if I were Catholic, I'd be raising a ruckus that this woman ought to be excommunicated to begin with. And in reality, she has excommunicated herself just like Nancy Pelosi has, but it needs to be made official. But all of that aside, what happened when this woman showed up at the school?
Okay. A friend called me and said he was a 50-year graduate of Gonzaga, and they were honoring his class along with the current graduating class and invited me as his guest. So within an hour, I'm over at Gonzaga High School at the St. Aloysius Church, and I didn't realize it, but as I entered the church, I saw the pro-lifers, these dear people that come with these graphic signs every time they can, and they Olga Fairfax said, "Oh, we need you in there. We need you in there." So I didn't get a chance to talk to her, so I went in not realizing I was going to be on the altar with Cardinal McCarrick and the guest speaker, Sister Carol Keehan of the Daughters of Charity of the Catholic Health Association, and all the faculty and the honored guests of 50 years ago.
And this is the woman that Obama says made it possible for him to get the Catholic votes that he needed.
Absolutely. I understand that. She even was one of, I believe, 22 people that received an autographed pen of Obama.
She got one of the pens. Now, we're just about out of time. Joan,
sorry.
Tell us what happened at the event.
Okay, thank you. I allowed for the young student to give a beautiful talk, and then Cardinal McCarrick came up to the speaker and said, "We are honored to have Sister Carol Keehan as our speaker," and I allowed her to finish her talk. I did not interrupt. The moment Sister Carol Keehan finished her speech, I'm very loud. I said, "That woman should never, ever be invited as a guest speaker at a Catholic institution. She supports legalized child killing." And I said, "Listen up, America. Listen up, Catholics." And I repeated it 3 times. And I was, with a couple more things I said, then they ushered me out the back of the church. So. But
there were other people that took up the call as well. I understand there was a young man who was in that class who actually stood up and verbally made the same types of points, and that there were other people in this commencement.
And he walked out too. Yes, yes. A woman also, after she finished her speech, she hollered out from the back, you should be excommunicated for what you did to the speaker. And then, I'm sorry, I'm not saying that very well, but indicating to the speaker she should be excommunicated because of participation in the health care. And I also said we are in socialized medicine today because of this woman and in the socialist situation in our country. So,
well, listen, I want you to know we're all proud of you.
Yes.
Because we have to speak out. You know, something I've heard Father Frank say many times, because when people complain about people protesting, they say, and Father Frank is correct. He says, if you stand up for righteousness, you have to protest unrighteousness. Mm-hmm. You can't just take it one way.
Right.
And if you're going to stand up for justice, you have to speak out against injustice. And so that there is a call for us to do things just exactly like what you did, so that these people, if she gets invited somewhere else, I want it to be in the back of her mind that there may be some other nutcase like Joan here out there in the audience raising a ruckus, or a nutcase like me or you or any of us nutcases here. Because these people should not be comfortable any place they go.
I know, and to have the Cardinal McCarrick to say we are so honored. And why would 200 male graduates benefit from a commencement speech by a nun from the Catholic Health Association?
Especially a nun like this one.
That's what I mean, yes.
Yeah.
And also, been arrested 4 times since I was one of the Notre Dame 88. And out there I learned, when the people saw it on the news that we were there, they left their homes and came out and joined us. And that's what America has to do. We have to join the leaders that are good enough to be leading us. And they do their homework. They follow the careers of these politicians. They know what they're talking about.
Right.
And so we're so blessed to have them. But
well, thank you.
Joan, we're blessed to have you, because a lot of times it's not these national pro-life leaders that are out there, no matter how much our name may have, name recognition or anything, is people like you that are having the guts to stand up and start speaking out. Yeah. That makes all the world a difference. It's Joan.
Thank you.
No
Thank
other
you,
person.
But we do need leaders, and we've got them. We have a handful of them.
Yeah,
we need to be a community, I think.
Right. Yes. Well, Joan, thank you for joining us, and you keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Joan.